My youth in the Texas Panhandle when turning on the television, it was difficult to avoid the occasional televangelist. Now, while these personalities were varied and unique, they had one thing in common: bad hair. Disturbingly bad. And as a personal aside, I would like to thank the members of our recent lead pastor nominating committee for taking such concerns off the table here at First Pres. Now, when these televangelists would appear on the screen, it was like that train wreck that you just couldn't stop watching. And I remember Grandma Sarah commenting that such gross misrepresentation of the gospel was a huge concern for her. It smacked of some of the theology that Tommy referenced earlier. She said the church should have a positive impact on the world, and this sure isn't it. If you remember my description of my dear grandmother from about this time last year, you might imagine what choice words she had for the coiffure-impaired evangelist appearing on the Magnavox screen. Today, some 50 years later, I still have concerns about the church's impact, although probably not the ones that Grandma Sarah would have anticipated. If you were to look at the statistics of mainline Protestant churches, it is quite honestly frightening and depressing. As churches decline and close their doors, the potential for a community of faith to have a positive impact on the world is, of course, diminished. And this is happening at an alarming rate each and every week. Now, here's what I hope that you faithful folks here in the pew and those of you online are able to see and experience. What is happening at First Presbyterian Church Ann Arbor is unheard of in 2023. We are experiencing growth and vibrancy that is not occurring in the vast majority of churches on this globe. That's not an exaggeration. Here in a few moments, we will welcome 26 new members into our family. After today, I believe that we will have made our table wider and deeper and broader as 60 folks have joined us this year. Not happening in other churches, friends. Now, before you think I'm going to go on with the litany of what First Presbyterian Church is doing, and that list is humblingly deep and wide, I want to change our focus to how First Presbyterian Church is being. New officer training last Sunday evening, we discussed what success might look like for First Presbyterian, and we quickly decided it's really not about cheeks in the seats, but rather it's about creating a place where every person belongs, where every individual who walks through our doors or participates through one of our live streams belongs and is part of this amazing family, wants to be a part of our family, where every person is welcomed, nourished, and is a much-needed participant. First Pres is a vitally important beacon in a world where going to church is absolutely countercultural. Through your presence here, you are changing the world. First Presbyterian Church is changing the world. And I think we could all agree our world needs a little changing. Near the end of the broadcast, by one particular televangelist from my youth, the gentleman would look deeply into the camera and he would say, "We need your money. We need your money so bad." And as disturbing, or perhaps entertaining, as it was to watch him, he is right. Your pledge to FPC is vitally important because we are a vibrant, thriving congregation. And our work as a community of faith is absolutely crucial. The world desperately needs churches like First Pres Ann Arbor, with their inclusive doors and arms wide open. None of this is possible without you, and I mean each of you. In addition to your presence and your participation and your prayers, just as the televangelist with the unfortunate hair and the over-made-up face said, we can't do this without your financial contributions. Friends, we've made remarkable progress toward our goal of just under $2 million, but we have a way to go. I know firsthand that number is extremely lean, and it's an honest reflection of what it takes to run this much-needed community of faith. Church, this is something that we get to do together, this pledging business. The opportunity to mirror God's generosity with resources entrusted to us. Resources that at the beginning and the middle and the end of the day all belong to God. So I trust that you will join Dave and me in making a sacrificial pledge to our beloved First Presbyterian Church. If you've already pledged, thank you. Perhaps after prayerful consideration, this is a year you decide I can begin pledging, or perhaps this is a year when you can increase your previously submitted pledge. A pledge to support this place into which we are warmly welcomed, deeply nourished, and very much needed, just for being our authentic, God-made selves. And I would suspect we might even welcome the occasional religious TV personality with bad makeup and bad hair. Amen?